Hi YouTube, it's Maurita Joyce and I'm back with another video. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about speed reading. Okay, so I'm reading American Marriage, sorry. And I love this book. And so I was up all night. I'm exhausted because I was up all night once again for the second night in a row reading this book. If you haven't read the book, please go out and get this book. This book is crazy good. And I noticed last night that I was getting through the book so fast. Now, you guys know previously I've talked about how slow I read. I read a lot. I love reading. It's probably one of my most favorite things to do. But I'm a slow reader. That is undeniable. I read very slow. However, just judging from An American Marriage and how much I enjoyed that book and how fast I got through that book, I think it's all about my interest, which kind of makes sense. If you're more interested in something, then you're probably going to consume it a lot faster. And I was reading the book and I kept thinking, okay, so my goal, the book was a book club recommendation. So my book club recommended that we read this book. So we all started out. I started on the first, I started yesterday reading. Yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, reading the book. And so we have until like July 20th, something like that, to complete it. Well, I'm almost halfway through the book already, so of course it's not going to take me that long. I'll probably end up finishing it today or tomorrow. And all I could think was, oh my goodness, this book is so good. But my second thought was, I'm getting through this book really, really fast. And I know books vary depending on like the writer and how they've written the book and the type of book it is. Okay, so your speed can vary, I guess. But I just noticed that I was getting through the book so fast and I thought, okay, so books that I'm really interested in, I read a lot faster. So I started to think, because this summer I was going to take a speed reading class just because I know I read slow. But I enjoy reading slow. I really want to comprehend and really get into what I'm reading. So it's not so much about me wanting to read faster as it is about me wanting to be able to read faster and comprehend what I'm reading. And I just don't know if I'm like zooming through something, if I'm going to fully comprehend all of what I'm reading. I want to be comprehending like at least 85% of what I'm reading. And I think on average, most people read about 200 words per minute and they only comprehend about 60% of what they're reading. And I want to comprehend all of it. I want it all. So I'm just wondering if taking a speed reading class is even going to be worth it, or if I should focus more on reading things that I'm more interested in and I don't have to worry about that. Now, as far as like hard sciences and things like that, I'm basically studying the human body and I'm studying the human mind and things like that. And I'm really, really interested in those things. However, schoolwork is schoolwork. Let's just be real here, okay? It's very structured and you're learning what is presented to you to learn, not necessarily what you would be learning on your own. However, with the psych stuff, I do tend to seek out those things on my own. Like I've always read textbooks and all kinds of things, journals, articles about psychology. So that's one area where I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with what the material my school gives me. It's just something I'm interested in general, so I'll read widely on that topic. So, but anyway, like I was saying, I'm just really wondering if the speed reading class will be worth it. I think it was Bill Gates who said that if he could have any superpower, it would be to read faster. And I agree with that. Like if I could have any superpower, I think it would be to read faster, because all other things I could accomplish through learning. And I think one of the most efficient and fastest ways to learn is through books, especially if you want to accumulate years and years of knowledge that other people have accumulated in a couple of days. So I think reading, because of that, reading is so amazing. So I was just wondering, how fast do you guys read? Like, I'm really interested in knowing how fast other people read. So leave a comment below letting me know how fast you read and telling me whether you would rather read faster, have more comprehension by reading slower, or how you go about, maybe you guys have the answer for this, how you go about reading faster and having the comprehension bit at the same time. So that was just something I was thinking about last night after I was getting ready to go to bed. Finally, I stopped at the chapter. I'm one of those people that has to end at a chapter. Like, I have to end at the beginning of a new chapter. I can't just close a book. And I stopped. I got to the chapter, the beginning of the next chapter, and I thought, oh my goodness, I just read this book so fast. Like, what is it? Like, what is it that caused me to just read this book that's this fast? And the book I'm reading is An American Marriage, once again, by Tayari, I think is her name. It's just excellent. It was on Oprah's book club, and I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to Oprah's book club. I know the books that she usually talks about, they end up being great books, but I think this is gonna make me start paying more attention to her book club list, because this book is just phenomenal. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed a book quite this much, and you guys are probably like, oh my god, you say that about every single book that you end up loving. But I don't get attached to books in that way. Give me a break. I don't get attached to books in the way that, like, once I meet that next new book and it grabs me, like, that's my favorite book. Like, that's the next best thing. So not that I forget about the other ones, but I don't tend to just hold on to that one book, except Tuesdays with Morrie. I think it's one of my favorite of all time. And what's the other one? I'm turning around to look at, oh yeah, Charlotte's Web, which was my childhood favorite book. So of course those are forever etched in my heart. However, every time I find a new good book, I am as attached to it as the last good book that I found. So I'm sorry if I always say, oh, this is my favorite book, because at the moment, it is my favorite book. Anyway, I'm diverting here. Speed reading, guys. Please leave your words per minute. How many words per minute do you read? Leave it down below. I will leave some links and some information about speed reading down below for anybody who is also interested in learning to read faster for greater comprehension like myself. And please, guys, leave your tips and your number down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.